Hello friends. Today I found what looks like to be a pretty picturesque beach. Look at that. That is nice. This is not bad at all. This is Katong Beach here in Phuket, Thailand. And I'm gonna try to go over by those cliffs. I'm not sure I can. I'm also gonna try to fly my drone here. I've gotta find out from the locals if it's okay. Don't want to screw up. So let's go. All right. What do you want to look at me for? Let's look at the beach. Again, many Russian tourists here. Look at this beach. Reminds me of the old days. And pull those postcards and had lots of these chairs with umbrellas. This is my favorite part, these cliffs over here. That's what I'm really trying to get into, but don't know if it's possible. These are a lot of older people at this beach. I'm in the south of Phuket. Now, I don't know if that has to do anything with the older people, but there's definitely a lot of older people here. This is beautiful. Cliff. It looks, it looks like Brazil, looks like Bali. I think a lot of these tropical places like this kind of tend to look like this. Hawaii, probably not. I mean, it's more volcanic, I think, from what I've been there, what I've seen. But the water here looks beautiful. Water here looks crystal clear. And I'm probably going to try to dive in. And looking at this crowd, I'm not sure if it's possible to fly my drone here. These people probably don't like to be filmed. And, well, it's always precarious with drone stuff. I got to be real careful. Lady sneaked up on me. Anyway, let's get to the edge here, end of this beach, and see how it feels. There's a big, looks like a big resort there. And I don't know what that is, a restaurant, I guess. But this looks okay for skin diving. Looks pretty nice. Maybe we could interview some people there, see what they're doing, see what they think of this place. Pretty nice. I was actually debating about these beach videos because they're not getting many views. But this morning someone wrote to me and said they were enjoying them. So at least for that one person that's enjoying the videos. I guess there is one thing I want to talk about. As we all know, this sad fucking world. There's a AI song that topped the charts this week, or I guess last week, whatever, I don't know. An AI song that topped the charts, okay? This is the saddest shit ever because basically it you know how AI works. It steals from everybody and then like makes a fake song. Basically lifts things from the internet and assembles them all together again in another way, which is basically thievery. So it's really, really unfortunate. I think normal people can't be trusted. Like, normal people cannot be trusted. They don't know what they want. They don't even know what's out there. They're just plodding along on the musical landscape. I mean, I know many people outside of the music industry, and their tastes are appalling, simply appalling. So what do we do? Okay, I've talked about this before, but really, what do we do? Okay, as musicians, we have to deal with this situation. So if I were to take the same mentality of these people, like Spotify people, or whatever business people, disgusting slime bags in the music industry, I would simply start my own AI band, come up with a name, put some hot girl on the photo, AI girl, and produce house music, whatever, to try to make some money that way. Maybe I'd produce 10 bands that way. Maybe I'd produce K-pop bands. But frankly, it sickens me. It sickens me to no end. And that's where the conflict lies. I guess, morality and money making. It's a long battle. This battle's been going on for a long time. But we have to decide as human beings. What are we going to do? I think as artists, we really have to decide what we're going to do. Now, for me personally, I'm not about to start the 10 girl house music AI bands. The waste of life, time of planet Earth, creating utter garbage. What I always concentrate on is playing. Now, playing, there's very few people in the world that can make a living playing. So if you're out there, as a drummer, what are you going to do? I think what you have to do, first of all, is master your craft, okay? Master your craft and take it from the standpoint of purity. Because only through purity and mastery will you have a future in this disgusting, pathetic AI world that's just going to get worse and worse because there's no morals at all. There's no defending musicians, no defending artists of any kind. It's just going to get worse. So 5 years down the line, where are we going to be? Where are you going to be as a drummer? The solution, I think, is purity. I've talked about this before. Why? Because the world of rhythm, for example, is a deep, deep, vast ocean of beauty. And people need connection on a basic level. These AI things are never going to give you connection, and there's a possibility that you can create a niche for yourself. And what I mean by that is in your own playing. Okay, not in the market, I'm not saying you're going to be rich, you're going to make a niche and you're going to make a lot of money. No. You're going to create a niche for yourself and develop your own voice. It's going to take a long time, okay? But that's the only reason to play drums. For the beauty of it, for the purity of it. That's the only reason left. So even if you're, not caring about being a pro, just having fun, whatever, the reason to play drums is exactly that. The connection to everything that represents beauty on this planet. Of course, let's face it, not a lot of people are going to get it. I'm turning around because there's nothing else to see here. It's just touristy stuff. It's a beautiful beach and the water is great, but let's go to the next beach. I got to cover as much ground as possible. I don't have too much time here in Thailand. So anyway, the purity of what you do is the only reason to play. I mean, let's face it. What I see this trend in China, for example, girl drummers, right? Girl drummers playing in a room. I think probably 80% of it is vanity. But there is I have a couple of students, girl students in China that are on my lesson site. And they are pretty dedicated. Now, of course, my site is going to skew towards the very dedicated people. But the vast majority of them are these like pretty girls that can barely play a beat and can't, it's a disaster, right, musically. But they get a lot of views, right? It's a big trend in China right now. So I think, though, that the remaining, if it's 80% vanity, the remaining 20% is something that they feel when they play. Some kind of feeling they get when they're playing. Now, I may be dreaming, okay? But why else would they go to learn the beats and buy a drum set and put a studio together? And I mean, there's even some that have miking systems and they got the whole shebang all set up. They can barely play, but they got a lot of gear set up. I hate when people walk behind me. I have to constantly check behind me to see who's walking up on me. It's that New York thing. Anyway, I have to believe that 20% of it is that connection. Now, if you can achieve a 100% connection to music, to drumming, to everything that represents art, you can have a beautiful life. Even if you don't make that much money as a musician, you can live your life in peace. Because as I said many times, I know guys that are millionaires beyond belief, and their biggest regret is stopping playing, is having, not play anymore. Their business took over their life. They say, fuck all this fucking money. I don't give a shit. I should have never stopped playing. I mean, I've seen that over and over around the world. As you guys know, I've been around the world many times. And I've seen it over and over. So trust me when I tell you, it's a common situation. If you've got the drum thing in your blood, there's no escape. You're not going to escape. All right? So you might as well do it for the right reasons. There's many people behind me now. Money and fame is not the right reasons. So anyway, let's say bye to this beach and go on to the next one. Look at all these older people here. This lady is just enjoying herself, just sitting there. She's so cute. I wish I had the balls to do that when I'm to get older. Yeah. All right, let's go. park here?
Okay.
Thank you. All right. An extremely touristy area. I thought the south maybe would be a little more raw. Well, no. Completely commercialized. Okay, beach club, seaside, completely commercialized. Well, friends, I thought the south would be a little more raw, but it's so commercialized here. Completely commercialized. Looks like a mall. Looks like a mall in Pasadena. Look at this place. Forget you're in Thailand when you look at all this. I guess this is a resort. Let me just get down to the beach. I don't care about this stuff. Okay. Made it onto the beach. Beach looks really nice. The sand is super clean. The sand looks very clean. I guess when they, there's money involved in a resort, they keep it really nice. So look at this. Super nice. Very nice. Very nice place. Water, super beautiful. I asked the guy that works here if I could do drone footage, but he had no idea. So I'm going to try to find someone who knows and see what happens. Tiny dog. And I doubt any of these guys really know. But, well, oh, here's some nice wastewater for you. Which I'm not about to have to go this way. There's less distance. Well, so as I was saying, oh wait a minute, maybe this guy, no he doesn't know. Oh, this is pretty gross here. I guess there's no solution. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Anyway, I'm gonna rinse myself off in the sea. Or whatever, all the wastewater is going into the sea as well. I think that's an issue with these beaches in general. Even in Bali, it's the same issue. Waste running into the sea like that. I mean, I know the sea is a giant filter for the whole earth, but I don't know if I would want to put my face in this water. Very beautiful here though. Look at that. Very nice. Nice resort. Right on the sea. Can imagine it cost a lot of bread to be here. So we'll just have to continue exploring here. I like this. I like this for photos. Very nice, actually. But yeah, let's just see if we can get some drone footage here. Okay, I was just informed that I can fly drone, but I have to go to this other area here. So I'm going to explore, see what the deal is. So really nice. Really nice area. Well, I don't know how, where else to go over here. This looks precarious. All right. Oh boy. I think that's as far as I can go. That's about as far as I can go. I don't know why he said go this way, but I'm still leery about getting my drone out here. I'm very cautious with these places because, you know, it's a private property and whatever else, and there could be troubles. Last thing I want is my drone confiscated. Oh, you know, all these things you think about when you're when you're producing your own stuff, you're doing your own stuff. I mean, yeah, you got to think about it. You can't mess around. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find out a little better before I do anything. But it's beautiful here, yeah? Quite nice. Well, friends, I have to say that I like the beaches in the central north a little better. Although this is beautiful, it's too commercialized for me, like big money commercialized. Like this resort here and all these fancy restaurants. So I believe I'm going to head back to what has basically become my favorite beach here, which is Kamala Beach. I don't know why, it just has a more local vibe. This is not local vibe. This is highly touristic area vibe. I guess what I like to make these things just for people, if you ever want to come to Phuket, you know, you can get an idea of what's going on here. It's quite beautiful, but you know, very, very, very commercial. So let's get back on the bike and head out. I guess if you've been watching my channel, you know, another reason I do these videos is that so maybe you get to know me a little bit as a student. If you're studying on my site, you get to know my personal side, because I think that original material, when you come up with your own stuff, it's infused with the energy of the artist. You know what I mean? There's like a connection there. And if you have bad energy and you're absorbing the stuff from that bad energy person, it's not very pleasurable, you know. So I think it's important to know me as a person. Perhaps you want to study with me, and just even if you want to just enjoy music I put out, you know. So yeah, let's get back on the bike and get out of here. This is like a Miami Beach, basically. Super commercialized. Everything I don't like. All right. All right, I'm back at my favorite beach, Kamala Beach. I don't know why it's my favorite, just a little bit more local vibe. As you can see, not so commercialized like the other places. smaller restaurants, a lot of like street cart type of food over there. Now the only bummer about Thailand is the use of card is not really widespread. Like in China, you can buy everything by your phone, every last thing, and a lot of places don't accept cash. Thailand is the reverse. Here, they don't accept cards in a lot of places. It's a bummer. It's really a bummer. I must say, we have a general picture of how all these beaches are here in Thailand. And it might be that this is going to be the last beach video for me. I'm going to try to explore some different things. Maybe go to an elephant sanctuary, which is something I've been wanting to do, but I really don't want to contribute to a place that has the poor animals as slaves, basically. I got to find one that's government approved or whatever, and do a little research before I go do that. But it should be something interesting. We'll see. And I want to find some Thai drummers to talk to see what their life is like here. So far, I have not seen a lot of music. The music I've seen has been horrible. Top 40, I mean, played in the worst way, you know, in the really tourist areas. So it's bleh, really painful to listen to. And you know, I don't know what these guys' ambitions are musically, but pretty dreary situation. So I'm wondering where the good drummers are in Phuket. I'll have to research that as well. And like that, I think it's time to take a break, get something to eat. And oh yeah, I think I mentioned this before, but here in Thailand, a lot of things are done by cash. They don't take cards. A lot of these small places, they don't take cards. It's a real pain in the ass. I don't like to carry a lot of cash on me, ever. In China, I was saying that everything is done by card, and it's the reverse. A lot of times they don't take cash. So I wish Thailand would have a little better situation with the card issues. It's just safer, I think. And so with that, yeah, I think this is going to be the last beach video for me. And I thank you guys for watching it. I'm just going to walk around a little more and explore, and if I feel like shooting some more, I will. But yeah, let's eat something and take a break. Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're going to have to change your life. You're going to have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that that decision is something that's going to benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly. 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay, which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. $400 savings. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you will check out the Elite Program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're going to love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite Program. Peace.